friends, welcome back to my channel after way too long. It's been about 4 to 5 months, just because life has gotten in the way and I honestly just have not read hardly anything. We are 5 months into the year and I have only read 3 books. It's not great. But you know, we're trying to get back into it, but that's not the point of today's video. The point of today's video is to finally do a bookshelf tour. This has been a long time coming. I've always wanted to do one of these, but I just haven't had like the shelf space or like the cohesion and the organization that I wanted. But now we finally have it, and so that is what we're going to do today. I have 2 new bookshelves, and so we're just going to go through both of them and I'll just show you all the books that I have, and so it'll be great, it'll be fun. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so this is the first bookcase. It's 5 tiers, but I kind of made it into 6 tiers. So let's just start on the first shelf. So the first one is kind of like, well, really the first 2 shelves are books that I read when I was younger that I just really like. They're like my favorite of all time. So we're gonna start here. So first we have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I first picked this up in 8th grade, and it first started as just a trilogy going through Library of Souls, but then it ended up turning into 6 books, which is perfection. We love that. And so just, it really ended up being the perfect conclusion to the series. It's over now, it's 100% complete. These 2 are graphic novels. I don't know if there's more. I haven't seen any more besides the first 2, but I just love that series. It has such a special place in my heart. So that is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And then next we have the Enemy series by Charlie Higson. This is like a zombie apocalypse story. Really good. Read it also back in 8th grade. 7 books. Really fond of it. I would love to reread it at some point, but yeah, that is just zombie apocalypse. And then next we have the Annie Darken series. It is a trilogy. As you can see, I only have the first 2. I need to reread it before I get the 3rd one. It's been a few years, probably since I was in high school. So it just needs to be reread before I can commit to finishing it. And then last book on this shelf is the Fablehaven book. I loved these books when I was younger. I did end up finishing the series, but I don't remember a whole lot about it. So I really need to reread it. And then of course we have Moana, one of my Funko Pops. So that is the first shelf. So now we will go on to the second one, starting off with the Charlie Bone series. I believe there's 8 books. This is one series that I hope to reread some point soon, because I have such fond memories of it. It's like takes place in a magic school. These kids have magic powers, and it was just such a fun time. And so I'd love to reread it really soon, maybe in the next couple of years. So then there's just a random YA book here, Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. Then we have the 13 books in the series of Unfortunate Events. If you know, you know. It's just fantastic, never been done before. the Netflix show went above and beyond. It's absolute perfection. So I don't need to spend a whole lot of time on it because, I mean, like I said, if you know, you know. So next is the Gone series by Michael Grant. There are 6 books, I believe, in the series. I only have 4. This one is the last one in the series. I'm missing a couple. I read all of them, but the last one, I never finished it, but I do have the last book. So it's really just, I've reread the first 2. So it's just a matter of rereading the rest of the series. I mean, and I found out it still holds up after all these years. I mean, it is just so entertaining. Really happy to see that it's still good all these years later. So next we will move to the 3rd shelf. So we have my Statue of David vase. So I'm just gonna move that up here for the time being. So first we have my Anne Rice collection. I have read all of the books that are out. There has not been any news on what was going to happen with the series after Anne Rice passed away a couple of years ago. Rest in peace, but I think it's done, which is very sad, but you know, what can you do? And so then we just have a couple of random books that don't really fit into a category. So you have like Circe by Madeline Miller. You have my Agatha Christie collection. You have a random Margaret Atwood. You have a book I read in college. You have a Book of the Month book. And so then starting here, you have my classics collection. So you start with Edgar Allan Poe. We got Little Women. There's some Oscar Wilde. We got some poetry, one Japanese novel. Then if we go down to the next one, it continues. We have Crime and Punishment, which if you didn't know is my favorite classic of all time. We've got some Chaucer. We've got the Odyssey and the Iliad. Let's see, what else do we have? We have, of course, Shakespeare. Then we have King Arthur. So that's really, I have a lot of classics, and so I wanted to have a proper place to display them. So I'm really happy with that. And so then next, starting with the Song of Achilles, is my top 10 of all time. So we have Song of Achilles at number 1, If We Were Villains, A Little Life, Piranesi, The Poppy War, Dragon Republic, Magic Steeped in Poison, Mexican Gothic, The Kite Runner, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Dune, Aaron Morgenstern, Secret History, Inkblood, Sister Scribe. And obviously that's more than 10, but that just kind of, all of these are really great once you get to this part. Still really great. They're just not in the top 10, but they deserve to be right next to the top 10. So then we have just a couple of stragglers like The Mercies, Gideon the Ninth, Hell Followed With Us, and The Book Thief. And so then once we get to Banana Man, then the rest of it is my TBR, which is a little overwhelming at this point, honestly. So I am on a self-imposed book buying ban until I get some of these knocked out. So I'll just quickly go through some of the TBR. Of course, there's Babel. I've had this book for over a year, made it to 50 pages and was just completely overwhelmed. But, you know, it's Babel, you know, I'm sure you understand. We have some Book of the Month. A lot of these are longer books, which is why it's taken me a while to get to them. But, you know, we have a couple of classics. Count of Monte Cristo, 1984, which I have read before, but needs to be reread. And then the ones that are on the shelf but are still on my TBR. A couple more book of the month. Just some random books. House of the Seven Gables is a classic. We've got some series that need to be finished up. We got a couple of poetry books. And yeah, it's just, TBR is a lot, so that is why I am putting a ban on myself. But yeah, that is, if we get back up, that is the first bookcase. It is, I believe if you don't count the TBR, it is just over 100 books. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it looks. So now we will go to the second bookcase. Okay, so we are at the second bookcase. This one has like kind of open shelving. So this one is 4 tiers. So this is what it looks like. This is not complete. As you can see, there's like a good amount of empty space just because I'm still in the process of collecting a lot of these series. So it'll just take a while. So I've got some of the volumes on display to close up the room some. So yeah, let's just start on the first shelf. So first we have Requiem of the Rose King. I have read up to volume 8. I have up to volume 14, I believe, but I'm only shelving the ones that I finished. So yeah, we have Requiem of the Rose King, and then next is Black Butler. I don't have all of them in order, so like I have 1 through, let's see, 1 through 6, and then it goes to 11, so I'm missing quite a few. I am currently caught up with all the chapters that are out. I don't have the latest volume. This is the volume that came out a few months ago. I don't have the latest one, I just haven't found it yet in stores. But yeah, I stopped reading Black Butler a few years ago because I didn't like I didn't like the big twist that came out. It's slowly growing on me. Still not the biggest fan, but I definitely want to see the series through. This was actually the series that got me into anime and manga, so I owe everything to Black Butler. So yeah, it's definitely my largest collection of manga, but yeah, I'm working on it. So then we go to the next one. It is strictly my Attack on Titan shelf. I am only missing volumes 15, 16, and 17. And once I get those, I am completely done with Attack on Titan, which is absolutely surreal. It's just crazy to say that I'm almost done collecting Attack on Titan. It's been like a year since the anime ended, and to say that I'm done with Attack on Titan is just weird and sad, because Attack on Titan is definitely in my top 5 favorites of all time. But yeah, and this is my favorite cover, so that's why that one's on display for the moment. And you know, we have Mikasa right here. So yeah, that is my Attack on Titan shelf. So then if we go to the next one, we have One Piece. So I have volumes 1 through 21 of the omnibus versions. Right now I am on episode 60, I believe, of the anime. I'm watching it slowly, which I shouldn't be, considering it's going to take me literally years to catch up. But, you know, life. So, taking my time with it, but it's fantastic. Why I waited so long, I have no idea, but it's fantastic. And then of course we have Zoro, and and then Robin here. And then these 2 random volumes are just series that I started, but I only have 1 volume of each. So they're just kind of squished in the middle, and you can see there's lots of space here to fill up once I start collecting other volumes. So then we go to the bottom where there is a couple of Attack on Titan figures and just some random stuff. But there is my Mob Psycho 100 volumes, and then the 4 volumes that I own of Jujutsu Kaisen. Mob Psycho 100, I'm almost done watching the anime, and Jujutsu Kaisen I'm reading. I haven't started watching it yet, but I've heard only good things about it, so I am excited to start it. I've heard it's very accurate, and from the clips I've seen, the animation is stellar, so that is it. That is my complete 2 bookshelves of every single book that I own. Before I moved, I did do a big unhaul. Well, not a huge unhaul because I'm attached to my books, but I did get rid of some. So yeah, so I think if you combine both of the bookcases is probably close to 200 books. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with my collection. So yeah, those are my 2 bookcases, and happy to share them with you, and hopefully videos will become somewhat regular once I get out of this horrendous reading slump. But yeah, just wanted to finally get this video done because I've always wanted to do one of these. So yeah, I appreciate you watching like always. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye!